Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel and to another episode of Malezi Friday. My name is Jennifer Munanie and I am the founder of Lea Lactation. It's a pleasure to have you here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about breastfeeding as an infant feeding method and what exactly can make you decide to breastfeed. If you're a mom considering breastfeeding as your infant feeding method, this video is for you. Deciding whether to breastfeed or not can be a tough choice for some moms, while for others it's an easy choice. Two things to remember as you weigh whether breastfeeding will be the infant feeding method for you or not. First, the decision you ultimately make needs to be an informed one. I talked about making informed infant feeding decisions in my previous video, and there's a lot to unpack, so do check it out. Second, it needs to be your decision. This is a very personal choice and no one should force or persuade you to breastfeed or not. It's only you who can decide whether breastfeeding is the infant feeding method for you or not. Now, what could make someone decide to breastfeed? There are many reasons why moms and families decide to breastfeed. It could be based on cultural, personal, medical, or practical factors. You can decide to breastfeed your baby based on health recommendations backed by research. For example, the benefits of breastfeeding in terms of health to your baby. You could want to breastfeed so that your baby gets these benefits: immunity from childhood illnesses, adequate nutrients, saving you money, and many other benefits. Your past experience breastfeeding your now older children could make you want to breastfeed again. You could have had support, had an amazing experience breastfeeding, and seen what breastfeeding did to your little one in terms of nourishing them, such that you want to do it again and have that experience again. For first-time moms, this may be a little difficult because you have no prior experience. It could be that breastfeeding was the infant feeding method you grew up seeing around you. Your mom, sisters, aunties, and neighbors all breastfed their babies such that it was the norm around you. Now that you have or are about to have your baby, breastfeeding is the infant feeding method that's natural to you. Your health or your baby's health could make you want to breastfeed. For instance, if your baby is at risk of premature birth and you know that breast milk is going to provide all the nutrients and immune support that breast milk substitutes cannot provide, you're likely to decide to breastfeed. You could also be diabetic, and knowing that breastfeeding regulates maternal blood sugar levels may make you want to breastfeed. Your work dynamics could be pro-breastfeeding such that it will be a loss not to breastfeed. Your employer could have provided lactation facilities such as private lactation rooms or lactation pods, enough storage for your breast milk, enough break times or maternity leave, all supporting breastfeeding such that you just want to do it. Your family and other breastfeeding moms could directly or indirectly recommend breastfeeding to you. If you constantly hear your mom friends talk about how their children are healthier and rarely get sick, you'd want to give your children that. For someone like me in the maternal and child health field, particularly nutrition and lactation, I know that breastfeeding is the best option. I have been trained on lactation, I have taught classes on breastfeeding, I talk to moms every day about breastfeeding, and I've witnessed how amazing it is. I would want to follow my own advice that I give to moms and breastfeed my baby or babies. That said, it's always important to know your why. Know why you're breastfeeding your baby. The breastfeeding journey can be tough. Remembering why you chose to breastfeed your baby in the first place can push you through the challenging seasons. If you choose or decide to breastfeed, lactation support is available for you to walk you through the entire journey. You can get the support from a lactation consultant in your preferred healthcare facility or from private lactation support providers such as myself at Lea Lactation. If you choose not to breastfeed, but at some point circumstances change and you now want to breastfeed, relactation is possible. You can get support on this from certified lactation consultants. If you choose not to breastfeed, that's okay. Your worth as a mom is not determined by how you choose to feed or nourish your baby. Lactation support is still available for you to help you in drying up your breast milk supply. Whether you decide to breastfeed or not, you deserve unquestionable support. Just remember to make this decision from an informed place. Lastly, it's best to decide to breastfeed before your baby is born so that you have enough time to learn and prepare for breastfeeding. There's a lot to learn about breastfeeding, and having enough time to do this is important. Rushing to learn last minute or trying to learn when you have a newborn who you're also learning and trying to get used to while recovering from the labor and birth process at the same time is difficult. You learn best when you have adequate time. I hope you found this video useful. In case of any comments or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond to them. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next episode of Malezi Friday next week.